Well, it's time to go back to the 50s and hit the high seas. Captain Horatio Hornblower was released in 1951 and was directed by Raoul Walsh. It stars Gregory Peck and Virginia Mayo. This movie tells the story of a captain who is acclaimed. He is also very strict, and he doesn't seem to have many emotions about anything. He has a crew, and they are on a secret mission when they are soon encountering an enemy of England who they have to sort of work with because they believe this person can help them with everything else that's going on. Along the way, a woman is brought aboard the ship for safety, and she soon begins to fall in love with the captain, though he's married, and while battles and this ensues, much goes on around the rest of the crew. Of course, so Captain Horatio Hornblower is a film that I grew up watching. I saw this probably 100 times as a kid. My brother and I imitated it all the time. We would because the ship battles in here, we would stuff our pillows up against our beds, because we would share a bedroom. We had the same bedroom we shared, just beds across from each other, and we'd stuff pillows up, and we'd be like, "Fire the guns, man!" And we make sound effects like the cannons, and then we just make the pills fall down. We had ship battles. This is something that goes back a long way for me. So there's a bit of nostalgia when I talk about this movie, but even going back and revisiting it, as I did yesterday, just to kind of see if it still holds up to me, it's really good still. As a matter of fact, this movie actually holds 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That should tell you how well acclaimed this film actually is. It's really good. Even by today's standards, it's a great film. The action in here is jaw-dropping. I mean, yes, are there some miniatures used in a few times, and there's a few effects where you can kind of hey, yeah. But largely, 98% of everything in this movie, the action is amazing, and the score. So old films, I think, don't get a lot of good music. This has a riveting soundtrack. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it's sweeping. It encapsulates this film and fits it perfectly. They did a great job, and it, again, is something that has actually gotten really good. Over time, I think it may have even gotten better. The performances are great. Gregory Peck, he's supposed to be an Englishman in here. He's not playing it with an English accent, but it works, and you believe him, and he's believable as this character. And I think that's what's more important, and not necessarily, him trying to, do the accent. It's can he play the role, and he does it very well in here. Virginia Mayo is great. Robert Beatty is his lieutenant. He's absolutely just awesome. He's got this dry, sarcastic sense of humor to him, also being just a realist throughout the entire movie, and that works very well for me. The way the story progresses, considering how much takes place in such a short time, actually feels fully fleshed out. One of the reasons is because the guy who wrote the book actually was the main writer on this film. So what you're seeing is exactly what he wanted for this character. As a matter of fact, he told them that if they did not cast Gregory Peck as Hornblower, he was not going to let them make the movie. Because they originally wanted Errol Flynn to play this character, and Errol Flynn was getting a little old too at the time, so this played out that way, and I couldn't be more delighted with it. It is nothing short of just absolutely amazing. This is the kind of film that has come out essentially 2 years after 1949, so we're just exiting the 40s. And it looks like late 50s, early 60s, because it's just that good. And there's just a lot of things in here that feels so advanced compared to other films that would come out this time. This unfortunately didn't really get much attention at the Oscars, though it did make a lot of money at the time when it was released, because this is the film that Gregory Peck wasn't a big deal necessarily yet, and this kind of helped to elevate him to the point where he would get later in life. It's just a great action film, though. It's a great romance. It's a great story about men just trying to survive during the war, and they don't understand what's going on, and it's excellent. The movie starts really well, too. It just starts with this narration from one of the men, and he's explaining what's going on, and it cuts to the men all frustrated, just saying, why don't we just maybe mutiny or something? There's, one guy trying to steal water, and, 5 minutes in, Hornblower's bring so-and-so up on deck, and this dude just gets lashed, and you're like, oh, okay. You're like, these guys are tired out here. And then this doctor comes in and is like, yeah, these guys died of scurvy. We got more guys died today. And he's like, well, that's too bad. We're just going to keep going. And it's really good. I like the movie. It's really well written film. The direction's great. Great production design. I love it to pieces. So this is something I think you should definitely go check out. Is it older? Yeah. Does it still hold up by today? Absolutely. So go see Captain Horatio Hornblower whenever you can. I'm going to give Captain Horatio Hornblower a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see y'all next time.